Have you ever stopped to think that maybe, just maybe, there are things you do every day that quietly push people away, but no one ever tells you? As we grow older, we fall into patterns. Some of those habits are wise and hard-earned, but others, they creep in slowly, and we don't even realize they're hurting our relationships. The truth is, the people around you often do notice. They feel it, they adjust, but they rarely say anything, out of respect or discomfort. And over time, those little things create distance between you and the people you love. In today's video, we're going to explore quiet behaviors that may be costing you connection, dignity, and even respect, without you realizing it. Not to shame you, but to help you gently see what might no longer serve you. Because once you see them, you can choose differently. Number 1. Letting bitterness lead the conversation. It starts subtly. A sigh, a grumble, a sarcastic joke at someone else's expense. Over time, it becomes a pattern, where every conversation is laced with frustration, pessimism, or subtle resentment. You don't even mean to be bitter, you're just being real, right? But the truth is, bitterness has a sound, and people pick up on it, even if you don't realize you're broadcasting it. And the result? They start to protect themselves. They stop sharing joyful things, because they don't want them met with a complaint. You become hard to be around, not because you're unkind, but because you're heavy. Bitterness is a natural response to pain, but if it becomes your tone, it robs you of the warmth and openness people long for in your presence. Number 2. Correcting people constantly. When you've lived a long life, you know things. You've seen patterns, and it's tempting to correct people when they get details wrong, or when they do something inefficiently. But frequent correction, even when you're right, often feels more like criticism than care, and eventually, people stop bringing things to you. Not because they don't love you, but because they don't want to feel small. Instead of rushing in to fix or clarify, try pausing. I let people have their own journey. Offer guidance only when it's invited. You'll find that the less you correct, the more people ask for your wisdom. Number 3. Talking more than you listen. Everyone wants to be heard. But when conversation becomes a monologue, people begin to pull back. When we speak more than we listen, we unintentionally crowd out others, and it sends the message: what I have to say matters more than what you're trying to say. Make space. Ask questions. Let silence stretch long enough for someone else to fill it. In the end, people remember how you made them feel, not how many stories you told. Number 4. Dismissing modern experiences. It might seem harmless to say things like, "I don't understand these new pronouns," or "Why are young people so sensitive these days?" But to those hearing it, especially younger family members, it feels like a door slamming shut. Curiosity is the antidote. You don't have to agree with everything, but staying open signals that you're still willing to learn, evolve, and connect across generations. Number 5. Talking too much about illnesses. Health is a big part of aging, yes, but when every conversation centers on medications, doctor visits, and ailments, it can weigh others down. People care about your well-being, but they also want to connect with the vibrant, thoughtful, humorous you, not just the person managing symptoms. Share your health updates when it matters, but remember your identity is not your illness. Number 6. Judging instead of relating. Sometimes it's not even what you say, it's how you react. An eyebrow raise, a sigh, a scoff when someone mentions a life choice that's different from yours. These little signals speak volumes. If someone senses judgment, they shut down. But if they sense openness, they lean in. Practice staying neutral. Say, "Tell me more about that," even if you don't quite understand it yet. That simple phrase builds bridges. Number 7. Using guilt to control. "I guess no one cares about visiting anymore. Don't worry about me. I'll just sit here alone." These statements may seem innocent, but they carry a sharp edge. Guilt doesn't create deeper love. It creates distance. It makes people dread connecting because they anticipate feeling bad. Instead, express your desire clearly and warmly. Say, "I'd love to see you soon. Let me know what works for you." That builds connection without emotional landmines. Number 8. Living in the past too much. Reminiscing is beautiful, but when every story begins with, "Back when I was young," it can signal that your best days are behind you, and that today holds no value. People want to share today with you. Be here, in the now. Find joy in the current moment, even if it looks different from what you once knew. Number 9. Refusing help as a form of pride. There's honor in independence. But when you reject every offer of help, even when it's needed, it can come off as stubbornness, or even ingratitude. Saying yes to help doesn't make you weak, it makes you human, and it allows others the joy of caring for you, just as you once cared for them. Number 10. Neglecting digital skills. You don't have to be a tech wizard, but refusing to engage at all with modern tools like texting, video calls, or even email can limit your connection. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing. Let someone teach you. Being digitally reachable shows you still care to be part of their world. Number 11. Holding on to grudges are like stones in your pocket. They weigh you down, quietly, heavily. You may feel justified. You may even be right, but clinging to old resentments only poisons the present. If there's someone you haven't spoken to because of what happened, consider this: is being right worth staying bitter? Forgiveness isn't approval, it's release. Number 12. Losing the spark of joy. As we age, life can feel routine, predictable, even dull. But joy isn't a young person's game. Watch a sunset, dance in the kitchen, sing a little too loudly, wear the color you've been saving for a special day. That light in your eyes, it reminds others, and yourself, that you're still alive, still vibrant, still growing. Now here's the beauty: none of these habits are set in stone. Awareness is the first step. Kind change is the second. So if any of this resonated with you, don't dwell in shame. Smile. You're growing, and that's something people of all ages will always be drawn to. If this video gave you something to think about, comment "Still growing" below. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on the bell. Because your wisdom journey isn't over. It's just beginning.